The Daily Raz Show with Jack Wilson.
Okay, here we go. We've got mics on now. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show, the Daily Raz Show. I'm Jack Wilson, and been away a while. I've been away a while because I had to end the year without Donald Trump in my head and try to enjoy the holidays, and I hope everyone else did too. I hope everyone had a nice holiday. The weather in New Mexico, I know the rest of the country had bad weather. I mean, California and all the way east. Our weather was okay. We had some chilly days. We have no snow, except up in the mountains. And so we got through December. It was pretty moderate. We're in January now, and it is cold today. And it's probably going to be cold for the rest of the month. January and February here are kind of marginal in terms of weather. Sometimes we'll get a snow. The mountains get snow. If we look up in the mountains right now, they do have snow. But it's nippy outside, but when the sun comes out, it warms up. But anyway, so it's a new year. I'm back to writing on dailyraz.com and preparing more podcasts, for the year. I want to do some podcasts that are, they have nothing to do with Trump or his people. But, I know we've promised to do that, and we're going to. But, it is an election year. And being an election year, we kind of have a responsibility in doing this because we chose to start it. And trying to get elected people in that know what negotiation really means, what the term means, and be able to work back and forth. I'm talking about the Democrats and the Republicans, and instead of being like sticks in the mud and stuck on these ridiculous things that they're doing. So, we're going to be working hard to try to get some different elected officials in and representatives of the government. But I do want to do some podcasts that are more fun, dealing with these moronic decisions that Donald Trump is making. And yes, Donald, you are a moron. Not sometimes, most of the time. So, we have to look at the weeks and go back to December 15th and 2025 and up to and including today and review and see how messed up Trump is. We also have to have a hard look at Lindsey Graham and Stephen Miller for being behind some of these actions and these activities that Trump seems to be doing on his own, but I don't think that's a possibility. But first, let me say this. I think we can all agree that the poll numbers are stuck in one place no matter what Trump or his posse do. He proved that last week with his antics and acts of disrespect. But let me explain to those who have missed some of the action. It's been 1 year since he crawled onto the scene, and of course there is always the reminder of the insurrection in that year. And he's been like a kid running through FAO Schwartz without their mom and dad. He's like the spoiled little brat that everybody wants to trip when they run by without supervision. You ever see little kids like that? Well, that's what I'm talking about. That seems to be what he is. I'm not under any illusions. I know that he has a committee of planners who have an agenda. I don't even know that he really has one. But I know he has a committee of planners that have an agenda, and I think he's like Giggles, the little puppet that everybody is watching while they are pulling the levers of power. I mean, how did I come to that conclusion? How did I surmise that? Because no one man could be pulling off all of the crap that he is by himself. I mean, really. He has a hard enough time putting together a coherent sentence, never mind coming up with all of these complicated world matters. I mean, did he wake up in the middle of the night and say, I think I'll take over Greenland? Oh, no, wait, Canada. No, wait, Venezuela. No, wait, Cuba, and then Mexico. But first, I'll run Venezuela. But wait, I'll take all of the oil first. So we'll talk about the oil later and the fact that Venezuela produces heavy sour crude, and our refineries on the Gulf of Mexico are older, and they're specialized for refining heavy crude, and that most of the oil the U.S. produces is light sweet crude. And then we, in turn, trade it for heavy crude to keep those refineries down there operating. But we'll talk about that later, okay? So, oil, of course, is in the equation. So, I mean, Donald, do you think Russia or China might have something to say about that? I mean, really, the Monroe Doctrine was written 200 years ago. I mean, they may just say, okay, you can have Cuba and we will take Ukraine and Taiwan. Or do you think with your schoolyard mentality, you think you are going to sneak some steelies into the game of marbles that you seem to think you're playing? The fact is, Trump actually represents the United States, and people draw conclusions from that. Donald, you and your people are really dangerous. And I think more people are beginning to see you are acting dangerous. You may have used your thuggish behavior before to have your way when you supposedly ran your business or businesses. But countries and sovereign nations are not businesses that you have decided to beat into submission by refusing to pay them and bury them in debt with court actions and bankruptcies. What happened to all the promises you made when you were elected? I mean, you are such a complete idiot when it comes to finance. You don't even understand the dynamics of tariffs. Soon, and I mean probably this year, people are going to see and feel your stupid decisions in their wallet. So, Donald, do you or any of your committee have an end game? I don't think so. You should see by now, no one is afraid of you. You are a thug, and you have made a fundamental mistake in diplomacy. You have made enemies of our former partnerships, and now nobody likes you. But more important, nobody trusts you. I grew up in a neighborhood too. I know what bullies are and how to work with them. Some were amenable, some were not. Some needed a punch in the nose. Our adversaries now know you are not amenable, and they probably have made plans for other ways to deal with you. You have displayed to the world the impression that people of the United States are greedy and selfish and could care less about the rest of the world. That, sir, is you. And you, sir, do not speak for me or half of America. But apparently, your stooge Stephen Miller thinks he speaks for us. Now, why you have this moron in our government is a testament to the fact that you are mentally incapacitated. His rhetoric this week about Greenland were the words of a strong-armed thug. Miller said, and I quote, We live in a world, in the real world, that is governed by strength, that is governed by force, that is governed by power. These are the iron laws of the world, he added. Nobody is going to fight the United States militarily over the future of Greenland, end quote. Are you kidding me? Who is this mutt? Look, all of this is a smokescreen. Why are we talking about Greenland? I don't want Greenland. Does anybody want Greenland? I don't think so. Everything these thugs do is done with no end game. Everything done in this administration is done to reward themselves financially and those who are ingratiated to Trump. Now, finally, some sensible people are saying enough of this talk. You people are dangerous. I mean, I'm delighted to see we are seeing more of the face of Stephen Miller. For years, he has been an enigma, pulling the strings from the dark closet he lives in or lived in. But the more this megalomaniac appears in the news, the more we recognize the terrible resemblance to a guy named Goebbels. Miller even appears drunk with power. I mean, when he speaks, he just appears that way. People like this have a creepy ability to influence others with their promise of shared wealth and power. Why do you think these seemingly intelligent people like Lindsey Graham are glassy-eyed when they are around the White House cadre? I mean, they too are drunk with power, and the idea that they could lose it is more frightening to them than the damage these gangsters are doing to the country. What will be the next breaking news? Who knows? They are breaking so much news, the newsrooms must be junkyards by now. However, this is an election year. It will be a time where some Republicans will come out and say, I have been healed, or I can hear now. But don't believe them until you lean down close to their ear and tell them, say baby. Some folks will get that, some will not. And tell them to get religion on their own time and stop wasting hours. Really. I mean, this week has been a disaster with the problems in Minnesota. It seems like every week there is something new to drive sane people crazy. I mean, what's going to be the next thing? I don't know. We're going to have to sit and wait. The news every night is going to change, and I'll have more information later on as some of the things that have come up and developed. In particular, some of these things that have happened in Minnesota. That's a tragedy. I'm not even going to comment on that until all the dust settles. But from what I saw, I mean, why they have these people in masks? They can use all of the stories that they want to support them. But in my mind, when I see these guys, the military, ICE, and that in masks, going around and doing what they're doing, it just looks to me like the Middle East. That's all I see. I see the Middle East and third world countries. And look, I have experience with ICE. I've had businesses in Santa Fe. They have ICE agents up there, but I'm talking experience from 20, 25 years ago. Totally different. So things are different today, and it's because of the policies and the administration we have. And you can look at the people that are in the administration. It's going a whole new direction. So I'm telling you, this year is a year to that we can vote and get out and make changes. Whatever state that you may be in, whoever's listening to these, we're going to continue doing these podcasts and bringing our views out. And and hope that you listen to them. Follow us on dailyraz.com, the blogs, and also on the Daily Raz Show on YouTube. Tell your friends about us. We want to continue to grow and get more information out there. Again, we're back this year. It was a nice holiday, and now let's get back to work, and we'll go from there. So thanks everyone for watching and listening, and we'll see you on the next round. Thank you.